It's Texas League Baseball with Johnny Baker and Bob. And here we go for tonight's broadcast. Take it away, Johnny. Well, thank you, Bob. Good evening, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to Wednesday Night Baseball here in the Permian Basin. It is the second game of our six-game series between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Midland Rockhounds. Well, tonight's Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark, and so far we salute those that serve in uniform, men and women of different branches, and also our police, our firefighters of Midland, and so far much, much more as we continue onward through this day. Two teams continue the series tomorrow evening for Taco Villa Thursday, as we'll have Taco Villa taco coupons for everybody that comes into ball game. And so far, however many you want is however many you get, because it will be a pretty good, interesting Thursday evening here in the Permian Basin. Friday, the two teams continue the series as we'll have this final weekend here in the first half as we take on San Antonio, and so far going to be a pretty good one. Well, anyway, don't forget post-game fireworks on Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday at 1:05 we will conclude this six-game first half, and so far that will be it. Off days will include Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then our second half start in San Antonio at 7:05 against the visiting Corpus Christi Hooks. Go online now at rockhoundsbaseball.com, and also wherever you may be, whether if you're here in the Permian Basin or San Antonio or Amarillo, Frisco, or wherever you're dialed in from, make sure you get those tickets at ballylife.com, and also pretty good on that. Well, and joining the booth for my partner, Bob. How you doing there, Bob? Doing good there, Johnny. How are you doing? I am doing good. Well, anyway, last night, we are going to talk about the 5-2 victory that San Antonio had, and that right there was a pretty good ball game. You know, the game remained tight throughout the early and middle innings with both teams trading hits and runs. The game was tied at 1-1 entering the latter half. The San Antonio Missions broke the game with a significant 3-run rally in the top of the 8th inning, taking a 5-2 lead. The Missions maintained their lead through the 9th inning to secure that 5-2 victory over Midland. I got to say, a pretty good ball game for the San Antonio Missions, and got to say, pretty good. Well, we talk about Rosemond Verdugo getting that AAA call to El Paso, and so far, other prospects getting called up in the minors going up to AAA level baseball, like Cameron Cawley from the Frisco Rough Riders getting in, and so far that's a pretty good one. Well, anyway, we're 6:35, and it's time to take you downstairs for tonight's game as we get ready to rock and roll this fine evening. Well, let's play ball on this beautiful Wednesday night here in the Permian Basin. Boy, the sun is shining, and it is just absolute beautiful out here as we get ready to go. But it is hot, so make sure the boys are out there staying hydrated. Well, tonight, right-hander Blake Beers is on the mound for Midland. And got to say, four-seam slider, curveball, and a changeup getting ready to go here for tonight's starter for the Rockhounds. Shortstop is Clay Dungan as we get ready to go. And here is the first pitch by Beers. And we are underway. It's 1 ball, no strikes. At our first pitch time, 6:35. We started on time. So pretty good here in this one. Getting ready to go. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Temperature today, 99 degrees here in the Permian Basin. That one's right there. The count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. San Antonio in the lead front of this series by 1 game. And that one is going to be hit high in the air, out of play, and it will go foul. So the count now 1-2. Well, San Antonio and Midland going. Frisco and Corpus Christi getting going. 7:05 starts for 6 of the Texas League ball clubs. Springfield at Tulsa, Wichita, and Northwest Arkansas. Arkansas and Amarillo, and so far everybody goes for those 6 at 7:05. So good start times for them tonight. Well, let's go ahead and give you the San Antonio starting lineups, and here they are, as you see them on the screen here tonight, which they are here and absolutely amazing when it came to last night. And right there is inside for a cold strike. It's 0-1 to center fielder Kai Roberts as he comes in. Well, third base completely shrouded in shadows. Pretty much all of behind the plate and also up to right field completely covered in the sun. Outfield as well. And here's the 0-2 offering, and that one's going to be out of play as it gets fouled by Kai Roberts. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch. Ooh, ouch, right in the back. And Roberts will take a base after getting hit. Ethan Salas coming in now. He's a San Antonio catcher. And he'll take that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. Gotta say, kind of sad when we approach Sunday. So everybody knows that will be the last game here this first half. That one will be in for a strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Runner at first. 1 man down. And that one is high and outside. It's 1-2. Fans watching from San Antonio, we welcome y'all. West Creek Trail Rides watching as well. Great horseback riding place. And if you ever visit San Antonio, you're more than welcome to come out and visit the location. We'll be glad you did. Out number 2 is that swing and a miss by Ethan Salas. Goes down for the strikeout. And they're 2 down. Romeo Sanabria being up next. Here's a pitch, and that one is going to be outside. And the count now at 1 ball, no strikes. Windup is inside. That's high and outside. That's 2 balls and no strikes, but they will argue that, so the call is still going to be upheld. If it's outside the strike zone, up, down, left, right, bottom, it is considered a ball. Right there and outside again is 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that is ball 4, so he will lose Sanabria. And boy, now that puts a runner in scoring position. Here is Braden Carpathios as he gets going here in this one. And that's going to get away. And not far enough for the runners to advance. So that's a great thing that ball didn't get behind the backstop, because now that would have put runners at second and third. Carpathios will take that strike inside as the count now at 0-1. Well, 1-1, I should say. Home plate umpire Chris Davis is behind the mound behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Davis, the home plate umpire here tonight for the Rockhounds and Texas League umpires, and that's going to be outside and swung on and missed. He goes up empty-handed, and that will be it. No runs, hits, or errors, and 2 left on after 2 walks. And we head for the bottom of the first inning. It is no score through 1.5 here for San Antonio. We're back to lead off the bottom of the first for Midland coming up. Now set to go for the bottom of the first. Right now for the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Left-hander Jackson Wolf is on the hill tonight for San Antonio as we get going here for this half inning. 4-seam, curveball, changeup, a 2-seam, a sweeper getting in as we get ready to go. Well, after this homestand, 4 days off, Midland will take a 9-game road trip. 3 in Northwest Arkansas and 6 in Wichita. Leo Dallas DeVries being the first batter up for Midland. And the pitch is outside. And right there to the first baseman, Chris Talden. As that will be a ball outside. It will not be called a strike on that. Chris Talden, the first base umpire. That is right there, the swing and a miss as 1-1. Well, with Northwest Arkansas and Wichita being that 9-game road series for Midland, Rockhounds return on the 28th to the 2nd of August, taking on the Arkansas Travelers. So pretty good for those boys. Yeah, I got to say, for Midland, they sure get lucky having a North Division like Arkansas come to town. Well, it'd be a 12-game homestand. They'll lead it off with 6 against Arkansas and 6 with the Frisco Rough Riders. 2 weeks on the road right after that. They'll head to Amarillo first, and then it's off to Corpus Christi. That one is right there. Liner straight away to center field, and that is through for a base hit. Boy, and Midland trying to get in and come back after the 5-2 defeat that San Antonio gave to them. So far, I got to say, that was just one heck of a 3-run whooping that San Antonio gave to Midland. Colby Halter coming in now as he gets set to go. We'll take that one high and outside as 1 ball and no strikes. So far, we're looking at the Weather Channel. There's a slight chance of thunderstorms on Sunday. And especially for San Antonio, we look at Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with thunderstorms in the forecast. That's right there, to second for 1, and they get them both. Castagnon to Sanabria, 3-6-3 double play, and that does erase the hit, by the way. Yeah, if you look at this one right here, there's 1, and dink, there's 2. Yeah, you give the big dink to that right there, Bob. Nate Nankiel, the next batter up for Midland. That one change up downstairs, 1 ball and no strikes to the right fielder. Boy, I tell you one thing, having the coupon book for Taco Villa, that sure would be a great thing. No purchase necessary, just take that coupon down and they give you food to go, which that is pretty good. Well, if everybody enjoyed Taco Night Tuesday, which $7.99 there at Rose's Tortilla and Cafe and Tortilla Factory, I would say is the best restaurant the Permian Basin has ever had. 1 and 2, here's a delivery, and that one's going to be driven up to the right field area. Braden Carpathios will be under it, and he'll make the play, and that ends the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on for Midland. And we head to the second inning here in the Permian Basin, and we are through 1 to the second. We go for San Antonio. Albert Fabian next in line as we get ready to go here. And it's no score through 1 here in Midland. Well, just about set to go for the top half of the second inning for San Antonio. Right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Albert Fabian, next batter up for San Antonio, 6-7-8, due up against Blake Beers, will take an inside strike at 0-1. Boy, sunny conditions, hardly any clouds in the sky. Could be partly cloudy by later on. That one's downstairs, 1-1. But temperatures today got up close to triple-digit temperatures.
Nope, that's inside.
And that one is outside. The count now 2-1. But I tell you one thing, it's always crucial to stay hydrated.
Ball 3.
And that is ball 3, and on deck is Nate Mondu. Boy, this pitcher on the mound for Midland better watch his P's and Q's while he's out there, because that manager's watching him, and many walks that he gives up is a time that he's going to go out there and have a little chat with him. That is for sure. Ball 4, as that will walk the 6-hole batter. And that one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Our corner man, Nate Mondu, up now for San Antonio. Boy, we have not seen Rosamond Verdugo for a week and a half after his call up to AAA baseball. Most evidently, really good prospect in the Padres Association. And that one's downstairs. The count now 1-2. Boy, Corpus Christi leading Frisco 1-0. And whoa, look out there. Boy, dusted him off the plane, and it's the count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nate Mondu, and that's going to be a fair ball. That's going to get through. Line drive up to the wall, And that's going to put runners at second and third, nobody out. And boy, the missions mean business here tonight, don't they, Bob? Yeah, they sure do, Johnny. That was right there, hug the line. That type of base hit was a fair ball. And that camera doesn't lie at all there, Johnny. No, it does not. Great camera angle by our camera crew. Always a good thing. That one is outside as 1 ball and no strikes to the left fielder, Kai Murphy. Do you think that manager is beyond infuriated by this guy? How do you figure? Well, he gave up 1 walk already, a base hit. Now he's got second and third. I mean, any significance to where this could go? Or, I mean, a base hit would put in a couple of runs for San Antonio, and I mean, it just depends where the ball could get in play, and that one's down and inside. The count now 3-1. One more could load up the bases here in this half inning. And boy, you don't want to load it up and then have a base hit. Then you'd have danger on your hands. That one is right there. The count now 3-2. You know, and it's a good thing that these prospects tonight know some good hold-up patience and stuff. That one is ricocheted foul. So 3-2, still hanging on to left fielder Kai Murphy. And here's the pitch. That one is going to be ricocheted foul. And look out over there. You know, keep your eyes open for foul balls or bats coming your way. 3-2. And that one is going to be crushed. Where's it going? And it's going to ricochet foul. Boy, that could have been a 3-run homer right there. Oh, pretty close call right there. And boy, that's going to get down. Line drive, and that's through for a hit. 2 runs in to score for San Antonio, and they come to a 2-run double. Boy, Kai Murphy comes through, and now San Antonio has taken this lead here in the second. And boy, that is trouble for Blake Beers. Yeah, that pretty much is. I mean, you look at it. He's all over the place. You know, can't even get some quality strikes, but he's been missing through the past couple of batters now. Indeed, I've been watching him too on that. That one down and in is 1-1. Boy, obviously this game is going to get pretty interesting as we go to the later innings. And all-knowingly, you know, Blake Beers can either shape up or he gets out the game. They'll pull him for sure. The changeup downstairs, the count now 2-2. Well, it could be a long inning. What do you think, Bob? I think it could be. I mean, if San Antonio can continue the half inning, get men on bases, that would be good too. Be a quite interesting evening, if you say. And that is ball 4, so they will put another on base. And that's the 3rd walk he's given up thus far. And that is one danger in every sport, like minor league baseball, AA, AAA, even major leagues. You know, you don't want to start walking batters because the moment you do is the moment you will flail at everything that you tried to get in and achieve in this one. The pitch is right there and in, and that's a called strike 2. So now finding the groove of his rhythm. And here's the pitch. That one is ricocheted foul, and it's holding on at 0-2. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. The curveball gets Clay Dungan to chase. And that's a 4th strikeout for the Rockhounds starter, Blake Beers. Frisco gets a run in to score. Now they'll tie it up against Corpus Christi. It's 1-1. Top half of the second inning there at Bayfront. That one right there, now to play. It's the count now 0-1. Boy, to tell you one thing, we have had 6 games at Bayfront. And hopefully get more by next year. That'd be pretty nice. Boy, you hear them seagulls going, caw-caw, caw-caw. Like we heard last time, our road trip going to Corpus Christi. That one high fly in the air, and the runner goes from second, and he's going to tag up, so that will put him up to third now. And San Antonio's got that 90 feet run ready to come in. A base hit would do it. And Ethan Salas can hopefully drive him in and put some more runs on the board before this half inning comes to a decision. Here's the pitch right there. Swing and a miss. A slider is inside for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, almost the 7 o'clock hour as everybody else will get started for their ball games. Springfield at Tulsa, Northwest Arkansas at Wichita, Arkansas at Amarillo. And that one's going to be hit high in the air. That is going deep. It is going to get down, and that's going to play another 2. And that's going to be a 2-run double for Ethan Salas. And San Antonio leading this game 4-0 now. And boy, tell you one thing. Now 4 runs for the Missions come in this ball game. It is getting pretty interesting here in the Permian Basin. Blake Beers already 58 pitches. And so far this second inning has been a slow mover, not compared to what we saw in the first inning. But most evidently, you know, we've been live since 6:35. It's already 6:58 right now. Close to a 7 o'clock hour. Just need 2 more minutes. What do you think, Bob? Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Johnny. That one is outside. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braden Nett and James Gonzalez. Righty and the lefty starting to warm up for the Rockhounds. Boy, could be an easy win for San Antonio like it was last night. Top of the 8th inning, 3-run rally came in to score, and the Missions won it by 5-2. And that's going to be right there. Line drive up to right field, through for a base hit. The run is in to score from second, and they will not get him. It's an RBI double. And San Antonio scores in their 5th run here for the Missions. Manager's coming out of the dugout now, and so far that's going to do for Blake Beers. 5 runs is way too many, so that will decide his fate right there, as that will be it. Well, a new arm, Braden Nett, is getting on the mound for Midland. 4 seam cutter, splitter, slurve, and a sinker coming well defined of his scouting report. And to tell you one thing, pretty good on that ordeal. Braden Carpacio's the first batter coming up now. Hits that one high in the air, straight away, and they'll miss it. By golly, what is going on? Now that's going to be an error. Oh my goodness. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Man, that left fielder just missed it. The center fielder missed it. What the heck is going on? Well, that's going to be an error on Midland. That's one thing you don't want to ever get in a ball game, because if that error comes back to haunt you, that's going to be rough around the edges later on. You're not lying, Bob. I mean, it definitely would be. 1 ball, 1 strike, still in the second inning. 6 run for San Antonio, 90 feet away. Ricochet foul, and the count now 1-2. San Antonio 5, Midland nothing here in this ball game. Swing and a miss, and finally the half inning comes to an end. So after pulling that starting pitcher, things will probably get better here. So 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Midland. And we head now to the bottom of the second inning. It's 5-0 San Antonio here in this one. We'll be back as Brendan Malone will get us started for the bottom of 2 for the Rockhounds. We come back. Well, we're about set to go for the bottom of the second inning right now for the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Oh, next batter up is Brandon Malone, middle half of the order, 4, 5, and 6, due up against Jackson Wolf. And the pitch is right there and in for a cold strike, and it's 0-1. Boy, San Antonio is leading this 5-run rally. They came really good. That is right there, up to the right field area, over the head of the second baseman. And that's a no-out single for Brendan Malone as he comes in. Boy, I tell you, this guy can really hit. Well, bottom of the second in Corpus Christi there at Bayfront Park, and it's tied ball game at 1-1 between the Frisco Rough Riders. 1 ball and no strikes to the designated hitter, Drew Swift, as he comes in. Midland wearing their orange and gray uniforms. San Antonio wearing gray all around. That one yanked out of play. It is foul. So still hanging on 1-1. Well, Springfield and Tulsa getting going. Northwest Arkansas and Wichita underway. Arkansas and Amarillo getting going to their ball game tonight. Here's the pitch, and that one is out of play, foul. It's 1-2. You know, between the two ball clubs here in the Permian Basin, we really don't care which one wins, but evidently with the Missions being the part of that home, or should I say the road series opener here in Midland, it was a pretty good victory for the Missions. But now 2-1 and nobody out. Here is Luke Mann as he comes in. Here's the pitch. And that's in for the strike. It's 0-1. Mann playing the hot corner tonight for Midland. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch, and that's going to be right there. And that's going to be a tough out, number 1. So now the runner still holding on contempt of first and second will stay at put. Cameron Leary, the center fielder, coming in. They'll stay put on first and second, and yeah, that could have been an easy pickoff there at second for a double play. No balls and 1 strike. First and second, 1 man down. Cameron Leary to the plate now. And that's going to be lofted high in the air, straight away up to left field to Kai Murphy. And he'll make it to his left as he'll reach up and make the grab. And there's out number 2.
Left fielder, number 12.
Got a left fielder coming in now. That is number 12. And here's the Taco Villa guy. Here's the left fielder Jared Dickey. Boy, that's the first time you stuttered tonight. Hey, you know, every year I get pretty good, but still working on it. I'm getting better by the day. For the past 6 years that I've done this, I've literally just been on cruise control trying to get in and call these balls and strikes and people plays on the baseball field. It's amazing. You get on this live broadcast and you're like, oh, this happened, that happened, called strike 3 happens. Oh, you know the game plan right there because it comes along the way to see what goes on. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for Midland as we hit to the 3rd, and it is 5-0 San Antonio. Top of the third inning for San Antonio right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Coming back from our break in beautiful Midland, Texas on this Wednesday evening. Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. And so far, every military member that shows the proof of their identification can come into the ball game free. That is really good. 2 balls and no strikes. That one is out of here. Oh, look at that. It's gone. Now San Antonio plates their 6th run here tonight. Nate Mondu puts it out of reach, and that's his first Double-A home run in a San Antonio uniform. Wow. Well, you look at this guy right here. Kaboom. He launched it out of here. Yeah. Yeah, he sure did there, Bobby. Boy, look at that. That's a 408 foot right there. 106.1 on the exit velocity. Boy, the score is San Antonio 6, Midland nothing. Rockhounds getting trailed by those 6 runs. Left fielder Kai Murphy up to the plate now. 0-1 the count. And here's the 0-2, and that's going to be a high pop-up straight away. And that's going to be caught by the third baseman, as that is out number 1. Could have been an automatic infield fly rule. As you look at it getting into the blue sky of a Wednesday evening here at the ballpark, which it's pretty nice. Boy, I tell you, everywhere that these 5-on-5 ball clubs play, it's just a beautiful evening. Glad Mother Nature is being very nice to us. Marcos Castañon coming in now, and here is the pitch to him, and that's going to be right to the right field area. That is through for a hit. Boy, San Antonio, 1 home run by Nate Mondu. Now Marcos Castañon getting on base. A RBI single opportunity out there. Clay Dungan, the shortstop, is 0 for 2 and 2 strikeouts tonight. I tell you one thing, it's just really good to see these boys hit the ball and be up by this many runs. I think Blake Beers could get the L if they come to an end of this one and know that they haven't scored any runs whatsoever. As San Antonio continues this run rampage, it will be a different story by the end of this one here tonight. Now, I got to agree, Bob. 3 balls and 1 strike, the count now to Clay Dungan, and here is the pitch to him. That will load it full, 3-2. Boy, and I tell you one thing, it gets pretty good when you see these boys play ball. That one high fly in the air, straightaway center. And the center fielder will grab it and make the play. There's 2 down.
Now batting, center fielder, number 24.
Well, that'll bring up the center fielder, Kai Roberts. He got hit by pitch last time around by Blake Beers. Beers not happy about going only 2.5 innings, and he comes up as a failure tonight for his ball club. Even though giving up 5 runs is a early boot for anybody not doing good on the mound. Well, that just depends if they could change it around. You know, the manager or pitching coach could go out there and say, hey, you know, I know you could do better than that, but keep your head in the game and, you know, make sure you aim for the strike zone. You know, you can't give up the batters. You have to keep going, press forward your advantage to that strike zone any way you can. That one is hit high in the air. Thank you, Bob, for the encouragement of that. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now to Roberts. And here's the pitch. That is ricocheted foul, and the count now still hanging on 1-2. 2 outs, runner at first. And the pitch is right there, called third strike, and they got him. Nate Mondew getting the 6th run for San Antonio, courtesy of this shot. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left for San Antonio. And we're 3.5. San Antonio leads it 6-0. Brian Severn is next on the bat for Midland as we'll get ready to go, and we'll be right back here in this one on this Wednesday evening. Permian Basin Baseball. Well, we're about set to go for the bottom of the third right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. Well, Brian Severn coming in now as we lead it off here in the bottom of the third inning for Midland. That one ricochet foul, and it's 0-1. No, the Rockhounds have not done much through the past 2 innings, but hopefully trying to get back and get some runs in to score. High in the air, straightaway center is Kai Roberts making the play, and that is one down. Well, Leo Dallas DeVries, the next batter coming up, is 1-for-1 single. And I tell you one thing, pretty good for this prospect here. Boy, he loves being a Midland Rockhound. And just a former San Antonio Mission, just like Nate Mondu was. That one's going to be right there, and that's going to get through for the base hit. How intriguing is the base hits in all form of fashion there, Johnny? I got to say, base hits are a common denominator of home runs. It's like you're in math class or something. How smart are you? Very smart. Well, do you know what 5 plus 3 equals? Well, duh, genius, that's 8. Oh, wow. He is a real math whiz. You know, back in Odessa, when I first went to high school, I would always ace that class, no doubt about it. Nate Nankiel coming in, and he's going to hit that one right there, straightaway right field, and that is through for a hit. 2 back-to-back hits. But still trailing this ball game 6 runs. Gotta say, it's pretty good right there. Here's Brendan Malone now as he'll come in. 1-for-1, a single last time around for the Rockhounds. No balls and 1 strike the count. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, and that is through for a base hit. Here comes the run, and is in across the score. They'll chip the deficit, now trailing 5. Well, finally, they get on the board, and let's see how they'll play the next 2 runners on base. Drew Swift coming up next here for Midland. Here's the pitch, and that is in for a strike. It's 0-1. 1-for-1 single tonight by Swift. 7:26 p.m. on this Wednesday night. That's going to be right there, and that goes to the right fielder, Carpathios, and that will be the side retired. But Brendan Malone gets the RBI base hit, and that scores in the run for Midland. And we head to the 4th inning. San Antonio leads it by 5 at 6-1. Well, we'll lead off the top half of the fourth inning for San Antonio, now the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Ethan Salas coming in now as he'll take an inside strike. It's 0-1. Welcome you back to the broadcast on a Wednesday evening. That one high fly in the air, and that one is out of play. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and that one is high and outside, 1-2. Wanted to tell you one thing, just pretty interesting to see how this will go. Strike 3 called, and there is one down.
First baseman, number 93.
Well, that'll bring up Romeo Sanabria as he comes in, 1-for-1. And the cutter is well and inside. It's 0-1 the count now. Springfield leading Tulsa 1-0. Amarillo leading Arkansas 2-0. Top of the second inning there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Well, still a tie ball game there in Corpus Christi. And that one's going to be hit hard. And that's going to get through for a line drive base hit. And that's going to be a one-out double for Romeo Sanabria. Now another runner in scoring position after that hit. Boy, I'll tell you one thing there, Johnny. If they continue this ball game the way it goes, you know, it's going to be really hard to see Midland try to catch up tonight. They need 5 runs to tie up, 7 to take the lead, which, you know, you'd have to get bases loaded, a grand slam, then bases loaded again, and Midland would definitely take the advantage point right there. That is right there. That's going to get through. Line drive base hit to left field. And he's going for second, and that will put a run in to score on a Braden Carpathio's RBI double. And now San Antonio leading at 7-1. Boy, interesting right there how that came in. And here's Albert Fabian as he'll take that one inside. It's 0-1. 0-for-1, a walk and a run by Fabian here tonight. Leading now by 6 for San Antonio. And here's the pitch. That one is going to be ricocheted foul, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that again ricochets foul. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be up the middle to the second baseman. Throw him out at first. And that is out number 2. Runner advances from second to third. Now 90 feet away is run number 8. Nate Mondu could do the damage here if he gets a base hit and brings in the 8th run for San Antonio. 2 for 2, a home run double, RBI 2 runs. And that one will go out of play. Foul. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch.
That's a ball.
And that one downstairs. It's 1-1. I don't think San Antonio would have a hard chance to win this one here tonight. I don't know there, Bob. Midland could turn this around really quick if they could. You know, still a long way to go as 9 innings. But, you know, you continue to lead this ball game by a bunch, and that's going to be it. Right there, that's going to drill all the way to the wall, and that's going to bring in another one. And Nate Mondu is up to second, another RBI double. And San Antonio leads it 8-1. Boy, that's 3 RBI doubles in this half inning alone.
Nope, that's a ball.
Or was that 2? I think that was 2 RBI doubles because remember, John, We were 5-1. It was 6-1. It was 7-1. Oh, yeah, you were right the first time. Oh, my goodness. So 3 RBI doubles here in this half inning. Ty Murphy coming in, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch to him. Ricocheted out of play. It's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Here is the pitch. That is a swing and a miss, and now they're down to their final strike here in the 4th. San Antonio leading 8-1. That one right there up to first, and that's in time, and that will do it. 3 RBI doubles, put 3 runs on the board on 4 hits, no errors. And they'll leave 1 on. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. San Antonio leads it 8-1. We'll be right back as Luke Mann will get ready to go for the Rockhounds, and we'll be right back here in this one. Well, we're just about set to go for the bottom of the 4th right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bob. We'll lead it off with Luke Mann as he comes in. And that one's going to be right down the left field wall, as that's going to get through for the base hit. And that'll be a no-out double for Mann, and boy, now into scoring position. So far, these boys coming in to hit. Boy, it's home run derby here for both of these ball clubs. That one's going to be well hit, high in the air, straight away up to center field as Guy Roberts gets it down, and that's one away. Runner at 90 feet away for the scoring run for Midland. And that's going to bring in the next batter, Jared Dickey. Left fielder is 0 for 1, a strikeout. Just a base hit could get him home, and
Nope.
that one is outside as 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's right there. They'll trade the out for the run, and now Midland picks up their second run of the night. But still trailing by 6. Brian Servin is coming in now as 2 outs, and boy, that's going to get through for a liner. Straightaway center field. That's a base hit. And a 2-out single continues the half inning. Making it pretty good here for the Rockhounds to try to catch up into this ball game. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in as he'll take a strike inside. It's 0-1. 2 for 2, 2 singles, a run by the shortstop. The 0-1 delivery, and that's going to be right there. Line drive, that is through for a base hit. So a run on 2 singles coming in the half inning.
Number 17.
Well, Colby Halter, next batter coming up for Midland. Takes that one out of play. It's 0-1. 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out by Colby Halter. Boy, I tell you one thing, getting pretty interesting. Here's the 0-1 offering.
0-1.
And the changeup is downstairs. It's 1-1. Jackson Wolf looks in from the stretch, and here's the pitch to him. That is a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The home plate umpire is making sure that we're keeping up on here. High in the air, straight away up to right field is Braden Carpathios. And that will tightrope San Antonio out of danger. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We head to the 5th. San Antonio leads it. It is 8-2. So we'll be right back here in this one. Midland will have a new arm to get ready for the top half of the 5th inning, set to go in this one as we get ready to go. Well, about set to go for the fifth inning here for San Antonio. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. A.J. Causey coming in as a right-hander reliever is on the mound for Midland. Sinker, sweeper, circle change, and a cutter coming in. Still pitch ready in for Midland. 9-hole batter is Marcos Castañon as he gets ready to go. Swings and misses at that initial offering. It's 0-1. No balls and one strike. Here's the pitch downstairs and the count now 0-2. Boy, starting to get sunset here in the Permian Basin, which that is pretty good, as nighttime baseball is always a great thing. Wednesday through Saturday are pitch times here. Or actually, not counting tonight anymore because we're pretty much underway of this game. Thursday through Saturday, 7:05 starts here in Midland. Sunday at 1 o'clock as we get ready to wrap this first half like a Christmas present. You're funny. Well, what else would you do if you could wrap up a Christmas present? What do you use? Well, you use the wrapping paper, the Scotch tape, and scissors. Yeah. Well, there you go. You wrap it up, you put it under the tree during Christmas time? Well, why are you asking rhetorical questions there, Johnny? I'm just saying. Well, duh. I'm pulling your leg, man. You chill out. You're funny. Well, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head now to the bottom of the fifth, and Nate Nankiel will lead it off when we come back. Well, just about set to go for the bottom of the fifth right now for the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Jackson Wolf again starting on the mound for San Antonio as he'll face off 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Midland. No balls and one strike the count now. And here is the 0-1 offering, and that's going to be in for the strike. It's 0-2. Boy, just a beautiful hot night here in Midland. Beautiful Permian Basin atmosphere. A lot of fans coming by, and that's going to be right there, and there's not going to be a play made. The shortstop will mishandle the ball, and that's going to be a base hit. Could have been a fielding error for that San Antonio shortstop. Here is Brendan Malone as he comes in, takes a curveball right there, did the pipe. It's 0-1. 2 for 2, 2 singles by the RBI Malone has, and gotta say, pretty interesting. And that's in the count now, 0-2. Jackson Wolf doing pretty good for a starting pitcher, and I gotta say, pretty good for him. Called third strike. And boy, Jackson Wolf getting his second strikeout on the mound for San Antonio. Drew Swift, the designated hitter, coming in, 1 for 2 single for Midland. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's going to be driven high in the air, straight away up to the left fielder as Kai Murphy reaches down, makes the play, and that is out number 2.
Third baseman, number 11.
Well, the third baseman, Luke Mann, coming in, 1 for 2 double. Here's the windup and pitch, and that one's going to be outside as 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 offering. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there. And that is going to be through for a base hit. Boy, and they're running around like crazy trying to get that baseball. And now first and second, 2 men down. Man is getting up there. Yeah, pretty good base hit. It's well defined as well. And right there and in for a cold strike. It's 0-1 to the center fielder, Cameron Leary. 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts tonight from Midland. Wind up and the pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. One more strike to do here in this bottom half. Here it is. And that one is going to be yanked foul. It's 0-2. Still hanging on. 6-run lead for San Antonio in the bottom of the 5th. And that's going to be high fly in the air, straightaway up to left field as Murphy will get it. So it's no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for Midway here tonight in Midland, Texas in Game 2 of our 6-game series. So far, the Missions have really been doing well. They rallied in the top half of the second inning, doing marvelous. Boy, I tell you what, that starter for Midland, Beers, might get an instant loss if this game doesn't come to any point that Midland would win it. But we'll go to the top of the 6th inning, and starting it off is the catcher, Ethan Salas. Boy, this game is 6 runs for San Antonio. Every run that they've done tonight was well earned. So far, pretty good. 1 for 3 is Ethan Salas as we go to the 6th inning now, as that's a count now, 0-1. Boy, Springfield leading at 2-0 against Tulsa. Arkansas in the front lead of Amarillo, 4-3. Top of the 3rd inning. Well, Northwest Arkansas and Wichita tied at 1-1. They're in the bottom of the 3rd right now. Frisco and Corpus Christi at 1-1. San Antonio 8-2 against Midland. And that one is a strikeout. Salas going down on strikes, and that's 1 down. Romeo Sanabria is 2 for 2. Gotta say, pretty good night here tonight coming into the broadcast. No balls and one strike the count now. And that one's going to be yanked foul, and it's 0-2. Well, after tonight, we are 4 games left of this first half series. No 2 down, and that will be out number 2. After Sunday's game, it will be 4 days off, and it's going to be a much-needed rest break. Manager coming out of the dugout now, and so far that's going to do for the reliever. First one of them all coming up to the mound for Midland.
Now pitching. CD.
They'll turn it over to a left-hander reliever, C.D. Pelham, as he'll come in. Boy, 99 on the 4-seam slider and a 2-seam fastball coming in suit of his scouting report. That's pretty good here in this one. Braden Carpathios being the first batter up to greet the new arm, C.D. Pelham. Pelham now pitching for Midland. 1 for 3 here tonight, and the pitch, and that one's going to be high flying in the air, and that one goes out of play. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch, that one is going to get crushed, and it's gone. Right off the parking garage. And now San Antonio puts their 9th on the board. And boy, I tell you what, Sanabria has been on fire this season. Yeah, I got to say, Johnny, doing really well getting into the ball game, and through last week against Amarillo, that was really, really good. I got to say there, Bobby, he did an amazing job getting in and getting things going. Albert Fabian, the designated hitter, comes in 0 for 2. Now the score is San Antonio 9, Midland 2. After that, prospect, the 5-hole hitter comes in and puts that one out of reach. And that one is going to be a swing and a miss, and that does it. 5-hole hitter Braden Carpathios puts it out. A run on a hit, no errors. And they don't leave anybody on, so we hit for the bottom of the 6th inning. San Antonio leads at 9-2.
Leading things off.
Left fielder Jared Dickey coming in is getting ready to go here for the bottom half of the 6th inning. And that's a strike inside. It's 0-1 the count. Boy, so far, Jackson Wolf could definitely get a W here tonight, but that one will be yanked foul. It's 0-2. Tulsa leading Springfield 3-2. Boy, new score coming in from the North Division from Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're from DCJ Field. That's going to be right to left field, and that's going to get down for out number 1.
Now batting, catcher Brian.
Man, already to the 8 o'clock hour, and Brian Servin coming in now. Here's pitch, and that one's going to be gone. And they will score in a run as well. Brian Servin getting a run. And it's now a 9-3 ball game. They will still trail this one by 7. And to tell you one thing, it gets pretty interesting when we see the pitching duels, and so far the hits and runs combined here tonight. Which that right there, 366 foot, over a 98 mile per hour exit velocity. That right there coming pretty good. Here's a Leo Dallas DeVries as he comes in. Take that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. 3 for 3, 3 singles and a run tonight here for Midland. But anyway, pretty good as we continue along the way of this second game of 6.
Ball 1.
And that one's down and in. It's 1-1. First half wraps up after Sunday at 1:05. San Antonio winning the first of this 6 game and looking to win it here tonight. Make it a 2-0 series here in Midland. Right there up the left field, and Murphy will run it down again. And that is out number 2. Colby Halter coming in now is 0 for 3. About set to go. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that one's going to be high fly in the air. And those 3 go to left fielder Kai Murphy. Brian Severin getting in and gets a run across the score on 1 hit. No errors, and they don't leave anybody on. We head to the 7th inning as San Antonio leads it 9-3. So we're back here in the 7th inning as we get ready to go. And we'll be right back after this. Well, about set to go for the top half of the 7th inning here in Midland. And so far, let's give tonight's special shout-outs to Taco Villa, Roses, and Texas Burger, and Whataburger. Whataburger now being a new proud sponsor of the Rockhounds as we get ready to go. About set for the 7th inning, and here is Jonathan Baker to deliver us this broadcast. Thank you there, Bobby, and here is Nate Mondu as he gets ready to go. Hits that one high fly and out of play. And it's 0-1. But down to the last 3 innings here tonight. Sun has gone down. Field completely covered in shadows. Stadium lights coming in to full effect. So far, pretty good as this ball game getting pretty interesting. That is going to be right there. Line drive straightaway center. That's a base hit. Boy, just a game of inches as we all look at it. Score top of the 7th, San Antonio 9-3. Boy, and they lead it by 7. This game has been a hitters and pitchers nightmare, and Blake Beers might get the L. And we'll see at the end of this one who that will fall on, and that's going to be out of play 1-1. Murphy is 1 for 3 here tonight. Then here's the wind-up offering. That one is a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's outside. The count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. That one right there hit the third, the second for 1. And they get them both. A Taco Villa double play. And that's 2 crispy tacos, courtesy of our friends there at Taco Villa. Second baseman Marcos Castañon coming in is 1 for 2. Boy, and I tell you one thing, can't wait for after Sunday. We'll travel back to San Antonio and have 4 days being off. And we can have a movie night. We could have fun. We could do all types of stuff. That one is going to be right there up to the left field area, and that will do it. Well, 7th inning stretch here at the ballpark. San Antonio leads it 9-3. Well, hope y'all have a pretty good 7th inning stretch. We're back with Nate Nankill as we get ready to go for the bottom of 7. Well, hope everybody had a pretty good 7th inning stretch, because we're now back at it here at the ballpark. And here is Nate Nankill, 2 for 3 of the evening. And here's the windup and the pitch, and that one's going to be right there and out of play. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. That one out of play. It's 0-2. 0-2 one more time. That one hit foul, and it's still hanging on. Boy, just tell you one thing, Bob. It could be a real hitter's duel and stuff. And here's the 0-2. And that one's going to be right there, not a play. And it's still holding on. No balls and 2 strikes. Trying to confuse this batter here. Or confuse the pitcher, I should say. Yep. No balls, 2 strikes. Called 3rd strike, and they got him. And they're trying to see right where that is, and they're still going to uphold that called 3rd strike. And boy, tell you one thing, that is just rough. Trying to figure out where that was. And there you go. Brendan Malone coming in now, 1 man down. Swinging and a miss, it's 0-1. Here's the pitch to him. And that one has got high to center field. Roberts under it, makes the grab, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, designated hitter, number 6.
Bruce Swift up next for Midland. 1 for 3 single. But to tell you one thing there, Johnny, it's pretty good to see a ball game like this. Just getting to the high expectations that San Antonio would have. Well, I got to say, Bob, I don't call it high expectations. I call it prospects coming out to hit tonight. Yeah, you're right. No balls, 1 strike. And that one ricochets foul. It's 0-2. 0-2, here it comes. And that has got high in the air straight away. Second baseman Castañon races after it, makes the play, and ends the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Midland. We head to the 8th inning. San Antonio leads it 9-3.
Now pitching.
Well, left-hander James Gonzalez will come in. A 4-seam curveball, changeup, slider, and a sinker. We'll get on relief for Midland as we enter into the 8th inning here in this one. Clay Dungan, the shortstop, coming in, is 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, fly out, and a ground out. Northwest Arkansas leading 2-1 against Wichita. Boy, 3-3 ball game in Tulsa. Springfield and the Drillers tied in the bottom of the 4th. Frisco and Corpus Christi still remains tied with 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Arkansas still leading by a run. It's 4-3 there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Boy, tonight, 15,098 people come in. Boy, that's a big crowd for a Wednesday night. Here's the 1-2 offering, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that is out number 1.
Number 24.
Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in, hit by a pitch, is 0 for 3. I tell you one thing, starting to get dark as light fades away on this Wednesday night. That one is going to be well hit high in the air, straightaway center, and that's 2 down. That's what happens when you play a great ball game and you start from the top of the 1st inning. Sunshine like what we saw today was really good. It was a beautiful day here in Midland, wasn't it, Bob? Yeah, I got to say, Johnny, it absolutely was. Right there, straight to first, and that's the ball game. Going into the bottom of the 8th inning, straight ahead next. And it's 9-3 San Antonio, as we're just almost done here tonight.
Leading off,
Third baseman Luke Mann coming in now as we'll lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Getting ready to go. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be in for a strike. It's 0-1. We are underway of the bottom half of the 8th inning here in Midland. No balls, 1 strike. Get the pitch, swing and miss. It's 0-2. Well, I would say that would be it for this starter, Jackson Wolf. Boy, he was on fire tonight. And that's going to put in the reliever, Sean Boyle, as he gets in. Number 43 did his piece tonight. And so far, that right there would be it for him.
Number 96.
Sean Boyle coming in as he will get ready to go for San Antonio. Boy, Amarillo now taking the lead. It's 5-4 after a 2-run shot. Boy, I tell you one thing. It's a foot race between the Arkansas Travelers and Amarillo Sod Poodles. Well, we'll have a few warm-up tosses. So far, hope everybody is enjoying the evening. Well, at least 3. And so far, he is ready to go. Luke Mann to visit him and get ready to go here in this bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch, and that one is foul. Boyle now pitching for San Antonio. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swing and a miss. They got him.
Now batting.
Boy, blew it right by him for the strikeout, and there's one down. Center fielder Cameron Leary coming in. Flied out into the second inning is 0 for 3. And a pitch. That one yanked out of play. Foul. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike the count. And here's the pitch. And that one is out of play. Still no balls and 2 strikes the count now. 0-2. Swing and a miss. They got him. And they're 2 away.
Left fielder, number 12.
Jared Dickey coming in, the left fielder, is 0 for 3, strikeout, line out, and a ground out. Boy, can you see that little girl right there? She'll look like getting tired or something.
Hey!
Boy, tell you one thing, I bet you she is tired. She's ready for a good night's sleep in her bed. And that's going to be right there, straightaway center, and that's a 2-out single. Well, I think anybody would enjoy a good night rest, wouldn't you say? Well, I think so, Bob. I mean, after you get done playing a ball game and you get a shower and a hot meal after that and get ready for bed, then the next day following in, that's a win-win for everybody, isn't it? Uh-huh. Brian Severin coming in is 2 for 3. We'll take that one as a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Boy, Corpus Christi finally gets the game untied. It's now 2-1 against the Rough Riders. That one is a high pop-up. Castillon under it. And he doesn't go anywhere. He'll put that one to bed. Well, no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on for Midland, and to the 9th inning we go. San Antonio leads it 9-3.
Leading off, first baseman, number 93.
Romeo Sanabria coming in, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, RBI and a run. 3 outs for both sides here in this one. Boy, Northwest Arkansas leading 3-1. Against the Wichita Wind Surge, and so far just a pretty good game there in Wichita. Amarillo leading 5-4 against Arkansas, which that right there is a good ball game. Well, Sanabria getting striked out, and that is 1 down.
Now batting.
Braden Carpathios to right fielder coming in, 2 for 4, a home run double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs. And 2 runs, I would say, is pretty good. Here's the pitch, And that one yanked out of play. That is foul. It's 0-1. San Antonio 9-3. Top of the ninth inning with one away. Beautiful Franco Park in Midland, Texas. The 0-2 offering. That one is outside by a bunch. It's 1-2. 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him. 2 down. Well, third strikeout for James Gonzalez.
The designated hitter.
Now pitching in for Midland. I don't know if I called his name or not, but James Gonzalez pitching for the Rockhounds. And that one is going to be out of play in the count now, 0-1. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right to the center field middle. Through for a hit.
Now batting, third baseman.
Boy, to tell you one thing, this could be a win for San Antonio tonight. 3 outs for the bottom of the ninth inning. And that one is going to be right there. And, boy, Nate Mondu, triple shy of a cycle. 4 for 4. Trying to make it a 5 for 5 for this hot corner man. That one right there, out of play. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner at first. And that's going to be right there, line drive, and that is a base hit. Boy, make it 5 for 5 tonight.
Batting, left fielder.
Boy, and this guy came to hit tonight.
Ball, that's out.
Ty Murphy coming in as he strides up next for San Antonio. 1 for 4. 2-run double in the second inning. 2 on, 2 out here in the ninth. That one ricochet high in the air, foul. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. And that's going to be up the middle, through for the base hit. And here comes the run, and San Antonio scores their double digit. It's now 10-3. Boy, San Antonio just continues to pour it on. Here's Marcos Castañon. And that one's going to get down. Here comes 2 more. And now it's 12-3.
Now batting, shortstop. Clay
Man,
Duncan.
that's just rough around the edges. This guy, James Gonzalez, gives up 3 runs. And now he is getting the boot. And so far, I got to say, yeah, I bet you that ain't going to be pretty good for him. Brooks Krisk is coming in now as the ERA 750. And boy, trying to get out of this nightmare of a game. New score, top of the ninth. San Antonio 12, Midland 3. 9-run lead for the Missions here tonight. Shortstop Clay Duncan coming in is 0 for 5. 3 strikeouts, fly out, and a ground out here tonight. Boy, San Antonio doing justice tonight. That one right there, now to play, it's 0-2. 3 runs, 4 hits. No errors. Man, that's going to be a swing in the dirt. And they'll get them, and that ends the inning. Well, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. And they leave 1 left. And we head down to the bottom of the ninth. San Antonio leads it 12-3.
Leading off.
Well, leading it off for Midland shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries as he comes in. I tell you one thing, just real good ball game here in Midland as we underway in the bottom of the ninth. That's 0-1 the count now to Leo Dallas DeVries.
Aye.
And that's a plane broken right there. It's 0-2. Boy, 8:26 in this ball game. Or actually, it will be not 8:26. I'm reading the time wrong. Right there to straightaway center. Guy Roberts getting that one for out number 1.
Second baseman, number 7.
Well, what time is it there, Bob? It is 9:42. 9:42. Wow. Well, we're doing pretty good in this ball game. A lot of runs coming in across the score. Colby Halter coming in now is 0-1 the count. And that one's going to ricochet foul. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be right there through for a hit. Boy, and Midland still has some fight in them. And they're going to continue to try to get things going here in this half of the inning. Here's the pitch. That one is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 for 4. 2 singles by right fielder Nate Nankill. Here's a 1-0 offering, and that's going to be right there. The second for 1, and they get them both, and they win it again. And San Antonio picks up their next win. Final score 12-3. Man, and I got to say, the Missions did really good. Coming in full-fledged attack mode here in this one. And so far, yep, Jackson Wolf is the winner. The loss goes to Blake Beers. And so far, just a ball game to remember here in this one. Well, San Antonio picks up win number 41. And so far, a pretty good night thus far here in this one. Well, it'll be the 43rd loss for Midland. And gotta say, just a time where it got good is to a time where it gets bad. But evidently, there's always tomorrow. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, we are 4 games left of this first half here tonight. Nate Mondu, first time around, getting 5 for 5, a home run and 2 doubles. Which that right there, pretty good. Well, only 4 games left of this first half. So far, we want everybody to come back tomorrow evening as we get ready for Game 3 of the 6-game series. And hopefully Midland will come back and turn it around tomorrow evening to continue what will be a pretty good one. But anyway, yeah, continuing to get things going here in this one. Well, anyway, let's give you runs, hits, and errors first for San Antonio. 12 runs, 15 hits, and no errors. Midland, 3 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. And so far, yes, tonight Blake Beers will take the loss. After 1.5 of innings worth pitched, gave up 4 runs, struck out 4, and gave up a earned run of 5. And boy, tell you what, not a good night for him as he takes the loss here tonight for Midland. Jackson Wolf, boy, he did pretty good, but gave up 12 hits, struck out 3, and gave up only 3 runs. Which, that's not too terrible, but evidently he is credited with the win here tonight for San Antonio. But anyway, pretty good night here in Midland. But to tell you one thing, it got pretty interesting as we look at just how much it got pretty good. But yep, it got really interesting as we got into this one, and it was pretty good. Boy, San Antonio just took the W, and all I can say is, wow, that was impressive. Well, anyway, Midland have 4 more games left with San Antonio, starting Thursday through Sunday, but we'll see how things go from here. Well, anyway, after that, 4 days off, and then we're back on Friday, July 17th, there in San Antonio, taking on Corpus Christi and Frisco for a 9-game homestand. Amarillo for 6, Springfield for 6, Frisco for the last 6 of the second half. Northwest Arkansas and Springfield being 2 North divisions that we'll take on. But most evidently, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals will come to San Antonio. Then after that, San Antonio heads to Springfield. 1 more homestand after that, taking on Midland. And then after that, we'll wrap it up with 6 in Amarillo. And so far, that will pretty much do it for this 2026 baseball season. And don't forget, we do have a release of the 2027 schedule coming next month. So hope you guys are super excited about that as we get ready to wrap up this season and find out what we get next year in 2027. We'll have to wait and see, and then announce it on the live stream as we go along the way. Well, anyway, we had a pretty good night here in Midland, and so far final score, San Antonio 12, Midland 3. We say good night from the Permian Basin until tomorrow. Have a good night. Safe travels home.